Hello, my fellow Illumineers, Disney fans, and TCG fans. Welcome back into the channel. And as I said last week, we're going to have to start changing things up a little bit because we're getting so many cards revealed in like a few days that if I make a video every 2 days, it's just a lot. So we're going to switch to more of like a recap and a look ahead type of video today. And, I don't want to hold you guys here too long, so without any further ado, let's venture into the unknown together. Okay, so we had a whole bunch of reveals to close out, which was pretty much Little Mermaid theme last week. One of the first ones is Gaston, which, not Little Mermaid, but he is reckless, a hunter who is so reckless he couldn't even quest if he wanted to. He's 2 cost for attack with 2 willpower. He's basically just a reckless character who wants to challenge and hopefully trade up with something that costs a little bit more. Definitely interesting for Ruby just to be able to trade with something that's maybe a little bit higher costed. But we'll see. We still have some more cards to go to see how viable that type of card actually is. The next card they followed up with was Sebastian, which is our second Singer card. Another good card in Amber. It's 1 lore, 2/2, 2 cost. Pretty decent. Nothing too crazy. It is nice to see that more than just Ariel has Singer, so that more cards let you basically mana cheat more efficiently. We haven't seen a 4-cost song yet that pairs with Sebastian, so for right now he's just kind of on my radar, nothing crazy. Next one that they revealed was pretty interesting, Ursula's Shell Necklace. It's 3 cost, can't be inked, it is an item, which adds more to the item strategies that we've seen previously, and its ability, Now Sing. Whenever you play a song, you may pay 1 to draw a card. So it's a lot of ink that you're going to be putting into this resource, but you do get some cards back out of it. The longer it stays in play, the better it is, the more songs you sing, etc. So if we get some more songs, maybe with Sebastian and Ariel all together, or an Ursula maybe, we still haven't seen her yet, maybe it'll help tie that together. Definitely a card to keep your eye on. Nothing that makes me super excited, no big combos, nothing like that. Then the next ones we got kind of all at once. It was Fan the Flames, If It's Not Baroque, which is my favoritely titled card in the set so far, and Break, which are just good action cards, Fan the Flames being one, which can be inked. You ready a character, they can't quest for the rest of the turn. Right now that card doesn't look too interesting. There are some people that say like you can challenge twice or quest and then challenge. It's not bad. It's a utility card. It's good that it can be inked. Basically, we want to see more cards like Elsa, who exert to use an ability, right? So we can fan the flames and maybe do that ability more than once, or yeah, like something like that. It's just again nothing too crazy. If it's not Baroque, you return an item card from your discard to your hand, and as Cogsworth says, if it's not Baroque, don't fix it. Then Break, the exact opposite. You banish chosen item. So we have good removal in Steel. Not a surprise there. Steel has been the removal heavy class so far. Now being able to break items with both the original beast and now also this card as well. The next cards we got were separate from the regular reveals. We actually had a couple of creators going to an event in Germany, which is there's a couple that I'll throw up on the screen just so you guys can check them out. They're really, really good creators. One of them is Whippet of Lorcana. And he actually tagged somebody else, which was Jamins Gaming. They covered the whole event. It was really cool looking. They had like themed food and themed drinks, and they had to sign an NDA with Ursula's like quill boned fish pen. Really, really interesting stuff. And they revealed 4 cards there. One of which was Prince Philip, a uninkable 4-cost 3/3 with 2 lore, and he has heroism, just like in the movie, where when he challenges a character and he himself is banished, he will then banish the character that he challenged, right? Basically meaning he can trade with anything. If they have a Maui, you would swing into the Maui, he is banished, and then the Maui is banished through Philip's effect, so he can trade up into anything he wants. The issue with this is you're gonna need to give him Rush for it to be very effective. Only having 3 will means he'll probably be a target of removal, right? Like if you play him and just leave Philip in play for a turn to try to get advantage, your opponent can choose to not exert the character that would give you the most value, or remove him, or kind of ignore him, right? So it's not like super crazy. It's just cool that he kind of has this ability. He's a little understated, but you do get 2 lore for it, so that's pretty cool. It is a shame that it only works when he challenges. Otherwise, you could quest for 2, and then whatever takes him out, he would reciprocate, but that would be a little too powerful. So interesting card, nothing too crazy broken, but definitely a solid effect. Following up, they showed us Aladdin, Street Rat, staying on theme for Ruby at this point with Improvise. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. So now we have a cost-effective version of the Rapunzel we spoke about a couple of videos ago. But 3 cost, 2/2, 1 lore, not great stats. Maybe if there's enough of these types of abilities, you want to start playing more of them so you can just make sure your opponent never gains lore. Or opponents, we'll see. Maybe it reaches that critical mass where there's just enough, and you can take from your opponent all the lore, and it doesn't really matter that your guys are understated because you're putting them behind on winning. The next card was Maleficent. She's just a solidly statted card. 3/6, 3 lore for 5, also inkable. Solid all around, nothing too crazy, nothing really to talk about on that one. And Musketeer Tabard. We are still missing the last Musketeer. It's okay, I will be patient. It'll be fine. But it's 4 steel, cannot be inked, and Musketeer Tabard, all for 1 and 1 for all is its ability. Whenever one of your characters with Bodyguard is banished, you may draw a card. So this goes great with Simba, with Hercules, like some of the things we were talking about in Steel and Amber previously. It's another item that the longer it stays in play, the more you benefit from it, right? It pairs with any Bodyguard character that you may be playing in your deck, which is really, really cool. And it doesn't matter how they're banished. It doesn't say banished in a challenge, so even if they tink you or get your sword or anything, any kind of removal spell, they get rid of your Bodyguard, you get to draw a card, so you're replacing your investment, which is pretty solid. We'll see how it shapes up, but I think we'll definitely see at least a couple of these being played in some decks once the game actually goes live. But that pretty much wraps up last week's card reveals, so unfortunately, we're going to have to take our dreams of seeing Ursula and maybe a big drop in Steel and Amber and just let it go. Because moving on to this week, the first card they revealed was the Duke of Wesselton, which was a 1 cost 2/2 in Emerald, finally, an Emerald card, and it's a 1-drop. But it's okay, we'll take it. I like the Duke of Wesselton. I think it's funny he made it into the first set. And just a solid 1-drop, good stats, 1 lore, awesome. They revealed Minnie Mouse alongside of it, another Minnie in Ruby, a 1 cost 1/3 with 1 lore, also inkable. And that's when today happened, and today was very interesting. So we started off with people hoping it was going to be Emerald week, and then they showed us the Scepter of Arendelle, which is a actually super interesting card. When I first looked at this card, I didn't really think too much of it. It's just a 1 cost item that can be inked with the ability Command. Well, a chosen character gains support, and when they quest, you may add their strength to another character that turn. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's 1 cost. You can play it for free alongside of the Inventor Bell, and it goes right into that Ariel deck. And then as soon as I thought that, I was like, oh, it goes into the Ariel deck. So to pay homage to another creator, Citizens of Lorcana on Twitter, his favorite card is Flounder, the 1 cost. You can play Flounder and Ariel in this Bell item deck, the 4 cost Ariel that readies whenever you play an item, right? So you play the Scepter of Arendelle, you give Ariel support. She will quest, you gain lore, and you give Flounder 3 strength. Then you play another item, and you can ready her and quest again, and then give Flounder another 3 strength. And you can keep doing this as long as you have items. And if you have Maurice and you're drawing cards, you can have a lot of items. And basically, you can give your Flounder infinite attack power, and Flounder can finally defeat any other card in Lorcana to finally make all of Citizen of Lorcana's memes true. You can no longer question him. Flounder is now greater than everything. It's 100% confirmed. But moving on to the really interesting news we got today in another Twitter thread from Citizens of Lorcana as well. They posted a meme of, is it Emerald Week or is it Frozen Week? Because we got Scepter of Arendelle. And then it's the press both button. To which I responded, please tell me it's both. Because Lorcana themselves had said, hey, it might be both. And I was like, please tell me it's both. And they responded with this card, which is Hans, Scheming Prince. He is 4 cost, inkable, 3/3 with 3 lore, which is a lot. So he's a little understated for a 4-drop, but that is a lot of lore on a 4-drop. Like, a lot of lore. Like, Maleficent is 5, and obviously better stats, but, like, it's cool. He's vanilla. It was super, super cool to see that it is indeed Frozen and Emerald Week. And I am super excited. I want to see more Elsas. I want to see more Emerald. I want to see more things. As it's getting closer, we're getting more and more card reveals, and I'm getting more and more excited, as I'm sure you guys can tell at this point. And I'm just going to go ahead and give the final card that was revealed today as well, which was Stampede. Right in the feels. It's a 1-cost, uninkable, deal 2 damage to chosen damage character. So it's basically a strictly worse cannons, fire the cannons in steel. However, it does seem to fit in with this if a character is damaged in Emerald theme. Like we had the Beast previously, that when you play him, everything that is damaged gets exerted. So maybe there's something with you're going to damage everything, and then Emerald has things to compensate, right? So it might be we'll get some cards down the line that is good enough to take us out of Steel for removal, and Stampede is then strong enough to make the cut because we are no longer have access to Fire the Cannons. Right now, Fire the Cannons is strictly better. When I first saw Stampede, I completely forgot Fire the Cannons was a card. And I was like, oh, Stampede's great. You can play it with Tink, and then you can play Maleficent and get... not Maleficent, Lady Tremaine. You can play it with Lady Tremaine and get your sword back, but then I was like, oh, right, Fire the Cannon, Steel. So, I don't know. We'll keep our eyes open. If Stampede is not good, I would be happy with that, too, because why? Why must you make me remember Mufasa dying like that? That's messed up, Emerald. I've been waiting for you for so long, and this is how you repay me. It's messed up, man. But other than that... all these other cards were super, super interesting. So I want to see more. I'm hoping that Emerald has some kind of area of effect 1 damage card or 2 damage card or something to that effect. But we're just going to have to wait and see as we continue to venture into the unknown of the rest of the set. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Alright, everyone, as always, thanks so much for sticking with us to the end. I did leave links to all the other creators down below, as well as the unofficial official Discord, as well as our Discord, everything to keep you in the know, up to date and connected with everything Lorcana. I'll definitely be putting in the description, so check that out. Join the community. It's super welcoming, super fun. And, you know, if you like the content, please leave me a like. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you can stay up to date with all these crazy card reveals. And leave me a comment down below what you liked from these reveals. Are you excited for Frozen Week? Are you tired of Frozen? Have you had too much Frozen? Too bad, because we're getting more, and I'm excited for it. And what other movies you want to see revealed in the first chapter as well, because I'm still hoping we get a lot more Emperor's New Groove. But too much excitement and not enough solid content. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me to the end. As always, have a magical day.